You have something special. You have greatness in you. I have two special guests. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. My name is Les Brown, and my special guest, this is the second time that I have an opportunity to present them to you. We talked about a book that is something that's very close to my heart, that I believe in, and that we have the capacity to do to create in our life experience less stress, and we can have more joy. And this book is I think, a blueprint that all of us can use this at a time where there's been major disruptions, not only because of the pandemic, but because of artificial intelligence, the domestic violence is increased, suicide, violence taking place, people not feeling safe being in public, or when we send our children to school, can we expect that they'll be able to come back home without having to run out of the school because of a shooter? This is a different space. And so we had no idea at the time when we introduced this book that this is something that it's time now more than ever before. Scott, Frank, how are you?
Doing great. Great to see you, Liam.
Fantastic. And Rabbi Yossi, how you doing?
This is amazing. Thank you.
These are my two brothers from another mother. Tell me, what has been going on since you have been speaking about, you created an alliance, what have you been doing in this space, given what's going on now, locally, nationally, and globally?
I'll just simply say this. We're just putting the word out. Lots of books have been purchased. Lots of people have talked to us about how can we help others. And like you said, we formed this organization called the Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance. Mm-hmm. Our ultimate mission is peace on earth.
Yes.
And we'd like to see that in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
With all the challenges we see on this planet right now, whether it's politics or wars, just so much adversity. And we simply see a future where we can all get along. Mm-hmm. But it all starts with each of us. If we're going to have peace with others, we've got to have peace within ourselves. And so we have worked with many people now about how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with all the politics, how to deal with social media, how to deal with all the things that are just going on around us. Calm is so important to all of our existence if we truly want to have the greatness within us fulfilled.
Yes.
And when you feel the calm, then you can start to actually connect with your true purpose. Why were we created? Each of us is so special and unique and has amazing talents and gifts for this planet. And so when you're calm and at peace, you can start to connect with your true best self. And so we're helping people to understand, like when they were children, what did you like? What are the things that you enjoy? What are things that really, really energize you? And then we help them to cultivate and grow those. And literally utilize those life talents and gifts they have with themselves and with others. When you're feeling at peace and when you're actually being your true self, then you can start to feel joy on a consistent basis. And by the way, joy is not about just doing things you like. It's actually being in the moment. It's like, I'm here with you, Les. I'm here with you, Yossi. Like, this is it. It's not about thinking about other things. It's not about watching TV and talking to your wife. It's about being in it. So we're helping many people have peace, harmony, and joy in themselves. And what's happening is when they feel good about themselves, when they're having those experiences on a consistent basis, then they can start to have it with people close to them. And so we're showing people how to have great experiences, great lives with their family, with their teams at work, with their sports teams. And it's transformative. It's amazing all these people that we've been gifted with to have in our lives, different personalities, different talents, different gifts. Just like an orchestra, if everybody played the same instrument, it wouldn't sound too good. But when you get everybody playing their own instruments and playing together in a peaceful, harmonious, joyful manner, it is amazing the music we can make, and it is beautiful. And then you can start to take it to communities. You can start to take it to other cities, other countries. And we are actually, on our Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance, actually a people from around the world who have come together to truly try to make this planet a better place.
Now, I want to thank you for that, but one of the things that I'm sure a lot of people thinking about and where we have some pushback, hey, how can I have peace? I've just been laid off. How can I have peace? I just left the place where I've been working for 40 years, and they said, that I'm fired because of all the things that's going on right now. How can I have peace? And I got a lovely member, family member who's dealing with mental illness. It's easy to say peace, harmony, and joy. What are the rituals, Rabbi Yossi, and I know that you have a ritual, and our good friend Yahuda, who has helped me to begin to see the value of having a ritual so that you, on a regular basis, you can cultivate a sense of peace, harmony, and joy by having collaborative relationships with people that in alignment with that level of thinking that helps you to step into that space. Talk to us about how important having a ritual to cultivate peace.
Thank you, Les. And I'm a member of society, a member of the world, just like everybody else, trying to live a healthy, happy life, being attacked every day by something else, some news or some type of event or a word, a relationship breakup. And what happens when we feel we're under attack? We go into the fight or flight or freeze mode. And when you're in that fight, flight, or freeze mode, you're practically not functioning.
Mm-hmm.
You're not with us. You're not fully alive. You're not at your best. And we want to make people aware of that. People are...
But we know that, but what I'm going to ask you, there's something that Jan Levon said, give to yourself until your cup runneth over. There's some things that you do for yourself.
Yes.
So you can't give to the world if you're dealing with an empty wagon. You got to have something that you pour into yourself. How do I? Because we know life is happening. Think it not strange that you face the fiery furnaces of this world. So what is it that I need to do to fortify myself? And one of the things that we know, I always ask when somebody is stressed out, I ask them, what are you looking at? And they say, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm looking at you. I said, no. I said, the reason that you are stressed out now is that you are focused on and you are giving more attention to stuff that focus, where focus goes, energy flows. What are you looking at?
Precisely.
And then they start telling me about their bills or their children or something that has happened to them. So I'm asking you, how do you help people to go within and to center? Is it through prayer? Is it through reading? Is it through having conversations, a group of people that you communicate with on a regular basis that help you to align your thinking to tune out the world and go within to find that peace that passeth all human understanding?
Precisely, Les. As you said, what's your story? And what are you looking at? Your story that you're telling yourself. And that is what your mind is telling yourself.
Yes.
What we try to help people is see the story. Perhaps take a step back. Perhaps take a bigger look at the picture. We're looking at one part of the picture. We're looking at one day of the event. We're looking at one person. There is so many different sides to the story.
Yes.
We're constantly relearning that I didn't know. Oh, is that what you meant? I didn't realize that. And so this idea that you cannot judge the situation specifically, strictly by seeing what you see right now. What's the big picture? I tried this to myself. Connect with a bigger world, connect with a bigger history, connecting with God. That all allows me to go up a few floors, to get a bird's eye view, and to realize this is a part of my life, and it's going to be for my benefit, for me to learn.
If you're just joining us, I'm talking to two men who I just consider a godsend at this point in time. These are the authors of the book, Less Stress, More Joy. I encourage you to get this. I'm going through it now for the 8th time because what it is designed to do is to give you a blueprint of how you can create peace, harmony, and joy in your life. It was a very revealing, I think, confirmation of what they have in this book. Harvard University, 3 weeks ago, they released a study, and they were looking at what is it that allowed people to live a long life. And many people thought having access to health care or having herbs or having a vegan or vegetarian diet. And what they came up with, positive connections. And if you don't have peace with yourself, if you're disconnected with yourself, you will not have harmony in your life. But if you do have peace with yourself, you have peace in your relationships. And what they're saying is, which is in alignment with less stress and more joy, that as a result of that harmony, that increases your longevity. That allows you to live longer. It fortifies your immune system. A whole body of work is in this area of psychoneuroimmunology. And so it's about creating collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships. If you don't have this book, please get this book right now. Talk about building a network of supportive relationships, the level of harmony and the power that comes out of that, people that you interact with on a regular basis, because a lot of people are facing from loneliness, anxiety, hopelessness, but in order to have harmony, and it's possible, in this space, you can't do this by yourself.
As you said it, the key word, and I've always wondered, what is that one ingredient for a successful life? What can we just get it down to one word? And I think right now, I believe the word is harmony. My understanding of harmony is to have a balance. Balance is where you have different parts, but coming together. Mm-hmm. And so what I just said is that there is no one answer to a successful life or a healthy life. Success and health comes when you have the right coalition, where you integrate. Let's just talk about how many changes we have going on. We have the spring season is now upon us. So we had winter, spring, summer, fall. We have day and we have night. We have mind and we have heart. We have faith and we have reason. We have different kinds of people. All of them come together and creating the right balance. So each one of us is important. Each one of us is important, but we're only there as long as there's somebody else there.
Yes.
So very, very important is to get connected.
Yes.
With your family, with your friends, with a group of people of your type, of your network. All of that together gives us a sense of togetherness and harmony.
Rabbi Yossi, it's so very important the point about harmony and building a network of collaborative, positive connections. But there's something else about relationships. And I've heard this said that relationships have seasons. Sometimes somebody comes in your life for a reason, some for a season, and some for a lifetime. And that part of being able to have peace, and I just finished listening to something that really got me. They ask a strategic question: who's in your room? That sometimes we have to make a decision that this relationship is no longer me. I've outgrown this relationship, because they're toxic relationships and negative relationships, that you will never have peace, that you will never have harmony. There's some people who bring the best out of you and some people who bring the worst out of you. And part of that harmony is being able to look at the relationships and ask the strategic question, what is this relationship doing to me? There's a young lady, she has a song, and the title of it is, I feel lonely whenever you are around. And a guy named Frankie Crocker, he was the disc jockey out of New York, he said, it's better to be alone than to wish you were. Talk about the value of looking at your relationships and asking the question, is this relationship working for me? Some relationships might be working for the other person, but it doesn't work for you because you're not going in the same direction. Sidney Poitier, the Academy Award winner, he said when you go for a walk with someone, he said, something happens without being spoken. He said either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Whose pace have you adjusted to? Talk about the value of looking at and taking inventory of who's in your room, who you're surrounded with, who you're interacting with.
That's probably the most important, most challenging part of life is our relationships. And why is it there? Why do we need to have relationships? Well, once again, we're not meant to be alone. Mm-hmm. We are part of a bigger picture. And the picture is where we need to bring together parts like a symphony, like a good chocolate cake. All right? Mm-hmm. I'm in the mood of a chocolate cake right now.
You're looking at one.
Okay. So where's the cream? Yes. So what is a good chocolate cake made out of? Lots of ingredients. Mm-hmm. But the key to it all is the proportions, the amounts. Did you mix it well? And bringing it all together. That is what I think is life is about, bringing things together. I'm only one part of the ingredients.
Gotcha. But you know, Scott, Frank, you and I'm looking at this in an expansive way. You're a corporate leader. You're a team leader. You have to bring people together. You have to evaluate them. And sometimes you can have a good person in the wrong place, and it won't work. And sometimes in our personal relationships, you have to say, no, you got to go. Tell me a difficult situation that you were in, and you had to say to this person, you had to make the decision, because we make decisions and now decisions make us, that you knew in order to have peace and harmony that this person had to go. Give us an example of how you handled that.
So, you know, I approach life from the perspective that nothing happens by accident. Everybody's here for a reason. Even a person that might have to go is here for a reason. And what I encourage everybody to think about when they're with somebody, even somebody that needs to go, is to remind themselves that they're a person. And they're on this planet for a purpose. They've got feelings. By the way, they've got a story. And when you get to know people and really truly understand them, the people that I've had to say, you know, this isn't probably the best position for you, they've actually agreed. So I encourage everybody to connect at a level that's not you telling them, but it's coming together and everybody understanding, you know what, this is a right decision for everybody. And it's amazing when you actually get to know people. Again, they may not be the right person for that role, but the right person for something. And, you know, every single thing that happens in our life happens for a reason. It can be a joyous experience. It can be an important lesson. And by the way, lessons can be joyous too if you actually have the right perspective. But I will just tell you, every single conversation I have with somebody, every single person in my life, first thing, I want to have a peaceful relationship. Don't yell at them. If they say something mean, it doesn't mean I got to say something mean back. it's amazing when you set the tone with a peaceful relationship, how you can have these conversations where you begin to understand each other and see how each other plays roles in each other's lives. And just because they are not the right person for the job in your company doesn't mean that they're not a good person for another job, and as, even more importantly, even to play a role in your life. And I will tell you, there's people who I've told this isn't the right job for you, who have agreed, and actually I've stayed connected to afterwards and kept up with them with their next job and their families and all the other things that are going on. Every single person who I come in contact with, that's the mindset I try to have. And it all starts with peace. Not everyone's going to be my friend, but I'm not going to fight with anybody. And it's amazing if you have peaceful relationships with everybody, you can then begin to build relationships with people and make music with them where you never would have expected.
Do you, as a leader, how much time do you spend looking at and talking with and investing the time to ask the question, is this a good fit? I did a training the other day, and one of the individuals said, I want you to be my one-on-one coach. And I said to the group, all money is not good money. And I knew he would drive me crazy. And I said, you know what? I know you got something, but I'm not the one. And I'm encouraging you to find someone that your values are similar, that y'all can work together. And I like what your intentions are. We want to do the work that we call the greater work to make the world a better place. But at this stage of my life, at 78, I think you're going to cause me too much stress up in here, up in here. You're going to have me saying, you about to make me lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. We're on two different pages because in the presentation, in the training, he was using a lot of profanity, and I teach young people that profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. But this new area where we are, a lot of people make profanity their new normal. And so I had to say, no, you and I can't do life together. I don't know how much time I got left, but I'm not going to do it with you. See, you wouldn't want to be you. And we both laugh, and he said, man, I appreciate your being straight up with me. And there are some times, if you want to have harmony in your life, you have to let go or be dragged. You got to let them go, or they will drag you down. Even in your personal life, if you don't have peace and harmony in your household, it's going to affect your performance in every area of your life. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, and I agree. You need to have peace in all aspects of your life. I think the thing that most people don't think about is the harmony part. So you don't have to have a certain person in your life so you can have more peace, or if they're in your life, don't fight with them. But the thing that I just encourage people to consider is making music with everybody in your life. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the part where most people don't take the time. Mm-hmm. They simply are too busy, or they think they got the personality that rubs them wrong, or whatever it is. They can't do the job. I just encourage people to take the time. And one of the tricks that I've learned over the last decade or so is a concept called listen from not knowing. And it's taught by Diane Collins, Alan Collins, who wrote the book Do You Quantum Think, and teach those concepts. It's amazing to me, so many times we think we know somebody. Mm-hmm. It could be a family member, could be someone you work with, and you think, like, this person says the same thing over and over again. They do the same thing. I keep asking them to do the job, and they're not doing it. They're not listening. Treat that person like you've never met them before.
Yes.
You know that experience with somebody when you first meet them? Like, when you first meet someone, like, everybody's good. Like, you actually are kind of interested and excited. Like, treat them like you've never talked to them before and have a conversation, and you will be amazed how, if you truly are like really intent on having a new conversation with this person, you will learn things, you will connect at a different level, and you actually will make some music in that conversation. And I'll tell you something, people who work for me, most people who work for me have worked for me for a very long time. And for a variety of reasons. Who knows exactly why. But I will tell you, one of the things that I take pride in myself is I treat everybody on my team like they're going to be successful. And you asked earlier, when you've told people they need to go. When I've told people they need to go, actually, I get to a place where they know they need to go. And it's not, I've never had to say to someone, bye-bye. You're not the right fit here. They've always known it. But the bigger point is I actually try to get to know people at a level where I can grow them. And I'll tell you something. I coached a lot of youth sports when my kids were younger. And in youth sports are a great opportunity to try this out, because in youth sports, you can't fire the kids.
Yes.
You get your team. But guess what? There's a last pick on your team, and that boy or girl is not going to be as good as your first pick. But guess what? The secret to championships is actually working with your last picks. And really, it's amazing to me over a season how you can develop children. And we won a lot of championships, but even more importantly, we had a lot of children who probably would have given up on the sport, but came back the next season because they had a great experience and their families had a great experience. And it's amazing to watch them blossom. And that's what I try to take to the work world. And I just encourage everybody to actually think, if someone's not doing the job, don't think about firing them. Actually, see if you can connect with them at a different level. See if you can understand them, and see if you can make music with them. And you'll be amazed about the potential and the greatness within everybody on this planet.
Something you said that's key, that in order to have harmony in a relationship, you have to have a maintenance strategy. And at the top of the list of that strategy is what you said. You got to put in the time. But there's something else that's key, and I want to ask you about this, Rabbi Yossi. I took my daughter Samaya out to the park, and she was going up the steps of a sliding board. And as she got up to the top, she said, "Daddy." And I said, "What is it, baby?" She asked me, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm right here with you." She said, "Oh." And then she went down the slide. And what she knew, that my mind had gone someplace else, she observed that. So part of having maintenance in a relationship, not only must you put in the time to maintain that level of peace, but you have to be present with the people that you are interacting with. Talk to us about presence, because I've seen the difference in Yahuda when we talk, and he spent time with you, and he came back, and there was a countenance that was different, his energy, the smile on his face. Talk about being present with our loved ones. I got to give you this other example that just dropped on me. This family, this couple had been married a long time, and she was going past her husband, and she stopped him, and she said, "Where is he?" He said, "What are you talking about? Where is he?" He said, "Have you lost your mind? Where is this guy who said, 'I will love you till death do us part'? Where is this guy that I first met, that was so considerate, that we used to date and we spent time together, that we used to hold hands, and when we were in a restaurant, we talked to each other, and we weren't on the phone. We didn't put, when we had dinner, our telephones on the table and take calls. What happened to him?" And he said, "He died, but I'm going to bring him to life because you asked that question."
You brought me to life.
Yes, you brought me to life. Yes. He said, I'm going to bring him back, because sometimes we can drift apart because of life. Be life and talk to about being present in our relationships to maintain that level of harmony.
Wow. I think of the word stop. We got to have that set of brakes. You got to know it's time to stop. Stop what you're doing and pay attention to what is happening now, especially if another human being is talking to you. So we're all on the constant go, 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 faster and faster and faster. But I would put up the stop sign before we even talk about peace. Before the word peace, I would say stop. Stop everything. What are you talking about? Stop. Stop the chatter. Stop the conversation. Stop the story. Stop everything. oh, stop. And so that sometimes takes discipline. When was the last time you used your brakes? When was the last time you said no? See, that's a way how to use your brakes. You say no to yourself. When was the last time you said no to yourself? It's easy to say no to other people. So we're not using our brakes to learn, to practice the stop and go motion. So that allows you to stop, focus deeply, because if you're not focusing, you're shallow. You're skimming the top, checking it out, reading the email real quick, next, real quick. And we're all very shallow. We're becoming shallow. Did you hear what I said? I think I heard what you said. And we heard something. But that stop, which takes strength, inner strength.
Yes.
And focus. I had a friend who once gave me good advice. He's an attorney. And he said, this is the best advice he's ever received, is that when a client is sitting with you in your office, he's sitting on the chair, you're sitting on the chair, he's the most important thing in your world right now. Nothing else matters. There's that total 100% attention that we so thirst, desire to have. So, Les, we're all looking for that ingredients of a good life and a better life. And what are the disciplines? Focusing when somebody else is speaking. Stop your own chatter. Stop your thought process. Lots of our prayers that we do, we close our eyes. And not only does it say close your eyes, but it says put your right hand over your eyes. So you're not going to peek. You're not going to keep one eye open, one eye closed, because you're going to put your hand over your eye to make sure your eyes are closed. Instead of looking outwards, you're going to turn your eyeballs and look inwards and stop with the outside distraction. Mm-hmm. Our popular prayer of Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Mm-hmm. We typically say it with our eyes closed and our hand over our eyes. And I think that is a form of focus.
Gotcha. If you're just joining us, these are the authors of the book that I encourage you to get that just really, it's powerful. Less stress, more joy, how to begin to establish in your life and in your relationships or in your business or the people that you're working with, the people that you love, how to begin in the midst of all the chaos and the things that's going on, have peace, harmony, and joy in every dimension of our lives. And we've talked about the area of how to begin to establish and cultivate rituals that will allow us to establish peace and the value of building positive connections. But the other thing that's major now is joy. And joy, the difference between, as we know, that the difference between joy and being happy is happenstance. It's due to the circumstances. But with joy, you can have joy in good situations and in bad situations. How is that possible? And I know that there's a part of us, that many of us, because we're so disconnected and so caught up in the world, that we neglect ourselves. L.C. Robinson said, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but he said, and I think it's in alignment with what you said in this book, is what matters most is what happens in you. Talk to me about having joy in the midst of the storm.
There's a cute sign in our building that says, joy is not a destiny, it's a way of life.
Come on now. Don't come for me. I didn't call an Uber. Yes. Joy.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Joy is not a destiny, it's a way of life.
It's a way of life. Choose ye this day whom ye shall serve. You can get caught up in the stress, or you can choose the joy in the midst of the pain and turn it into purpose.
And so joy is the life within life. Joy is not an object you pick up and you put down. I don't even consider joy. Of course, there's many ways of expressing joy. There's the rah, loud joy. And then there's the joy of life. What I envision in joy of life is where I am at 100% productivity. My mind, my heart, working together in harmony, all bells and whistles, all circuits are playing, and everything is working smoothly. In other words, I'm feeling the experience of the moment. It could be a painful moment. The more joy I have, the more I will feel the pain. Because I am sensitive, I'm open, I am alert. And so I'm totally aware of what's going on. Even the small bumps show up in my life. So I'm not looking for joy. It's not the destiny. Oh, have I been joyful lately? Joy is within everything you do. It's a part of the everyday life. And that is the lead up together. Once you have the calmness of the calmness of the peace, you can focus. You can stay focused. You're with me. Are you with me? You're focusing. Then you're bringing it all together in harmony. Here I am. I'm totally here for you. 100%. I'm here to serve.
You know, you've taken me to another place. It's the value of conversation. Because when you said joy is a way of life, what you're saying is joy not tested can't be trusted. Mm-hmm. It's easy to have joy if your bills are paid, you're not having any problems in your relationship, you have enough money in the bank. It's easy to have joy then because life be lifing. Stuff's going to happen. Things are going to happen to you. Things are going to happen to people that you care about. But when joy becomes a choice, choose ye this day whom ye shall serve, the highest that's within you or the lowest that's within you. When you have joy, the circumstances, the situations, the external things don't affect you because you're not living your life from the outside in. You're living your life from the inside out. And that's why that joy, as people observe you, that way of life that you have chosen, past all human understanding, is that how could he still be happy in the midst of this? Well, it might not make sense, but it does create joy when it's a way of life.
So anyone who wants to succeed, whatever we want to do, if you want to win the race, if you want to lift the weights, whatever you want to do, you have to open yourself up and allow for the muscles to work, for the joints to work, the mind and heart and all together, the opener to life. What's that oil that allows everything to work and grow is joy.
I've heard that joy takes the friction out of living.
Beautiful.
If you're just joining us, I'm talking to two individuals that I admire very much, and I wrote the foreword to this book. And if you're ready to have less stress in your life, and being willing to learn a new way of life and how you live your life, to have more joy, to create and cultivate peace, harmony, and joy. This book is a blueprint on how to get there. You're gonna learn a lot of stuff. I mean, and what I realize is that reading is like going to see a movie that you've seen many times, like Forrest Gump. Every time I see it, I see some stuff that I didn't see before, and every time I read it, I see some stuff that I didn't see before. I mean, you guys, I told you earlier, this was a download, all right? And so I'm encouraging you to get this book. It's powerful. And not only for yourself, but get it for people that you care about. Get it for your family, for friends, for the people that you work with. Because as we look at where we are right now, we need the tools to help navigate this new space, this place where we are that we have never been before. And as bad as it looks, here's what I know. In the midst of a surgery, it looks like a murder, but on the other side is a healing. And when you have less stress, you can accelerate the healing because now you can use the tool of joy to connect with your family members and have more peace, the team and the people that you work with and your friends. And as you look at yourself, have more harmony within yourself and your relationships and be able to create joy in the midst of all these things that's going on right now. As you think about this moment, and I do believe that this book and you two gentlemen, you were born and preserved for such a time as this, to bring this message. The Alliance. Tell me what the Alliance is doing in this space and helping to amplify this message and get people connected to begin to move in the direction to create a shift in the collective consciousness of the planet.
So the Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance was formed literally to transform this planet, to bring everybody together. Again, peace, harmony, and joy on the planet. What's interesting is there's lots of organizations out there doing parts of this, but we have yet to find any organization that's doing peace, harmony, joy within, peace, harmony, joy with others, and peace, harmony, and joy across the planet. There's all these different pieces. So we are literally trying to bring together organizations all over the world to unite. No government is going to sign treaties for peace, harmony, and joy on this planet. It's not going to be religious organizations. It's not going to be corporations. It's going to be people like the three of us and who come together as parts of other organizations and really say, this is the way we're going to live our lives. We're also teaching the fundamental concepts. There's lots of ways to have peace, harmony, and joy, by the way, but we've got this approach. And there's a million ways to have peace. But we say, if you want to start with everything around the planet, you need to have it within yourself. And so we are sharing all these different approaches to peace. By the way, it could be belief in God. It could be nature walks. It could be Pilates. But somehow, just calm down. Because once you calm down, then you can start to find out, again, who you truly want to be when you grow up and what your gifts are and how you want to make the world a better place. And then you can be, again, in the moment, and you can truly be present and share all that peace, harmony, and joy with it's in yourself, with others. And it's amazing. It's like the ripple effect. It can transform the planet. That's the Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance. And we're doing it one person, one organization at a time. But it's amazing what's happened in the last several years. Again, we've got people all over the world, organizations all over the world coming together. And again, for whatever reason, there's people around the world that are actually already been working on this, parts of it. And we're simply trying to bring it all together and make the world a better place.
Rabbi Yossi, what would you like to say?
I think this is a very important alliance, and the fact that we're sitting here together. Mm-hmm. And you've taught the world something very important: the greatness within. Mm-hmm. It scares me to realize that there are people who are empty on the inside. They don't know why am I here. And who cares if I'm not here? And what is the difference what I do? So you can talk about peace, harmony, and joy, but nobody's home. Just floating, going with the wind, reacting, bouncing around. We need to start from the center within, and the center within says, oh, you matter. There's a good reason you were born. Remember, you are a masterpiece because...
You're a piece of the master.
Thank you. So let's start from that core of you know what I love? I love birthdays. I love birthdays. I just love the whole idea of celebrating your birthday, your birth. Let's capitalize on that. Just let's make birthdays more important. Because you're going to have to sit down and say, okay, so I am born. So what? You're going to surround yourself with people who really care about you. And you're going to feel like, yeah, there is a reason I am here. Wow, I do play a role here. And no, the world would be a lot emptier without me. Me. So everyone has to start with that statement. I am. Start with that statement and then finish it. I am. I like to say to myself, I am needed. Somebody needs me. And I'm happy with that. I need a lot of things, but what really does it matter if I need a lot of things? I will get it, I won't get it. I'll be disappointed, I'll be not disappointed, I'll have expectations, but who needs me? Tell me who needs me. I am needed. And I am a co-creator to make this world a better place. Wow. God, me? You want me to work with you, co-create? Happy birthday.
Before we land this plane, I want to ask you, what can we look forward to? I mean, what are you doing? What is the Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance doing as we look at where we're going now? Because people are always asking this question, who are you? What do you have? And can I trust you? And where you're going? And who's going with you? That's the value of the alliance. Where are you going? What do you see?
So we want to work with people all over the world. And we are simply trying to find anybody and everybody who wants to get on this team and wants to make the world a better place and wants to start with themselves. And we want to teach you our principles. We want you to then apply those principles to yourself and share them with others. And so it's a ripple effect. And it's amazing how one person can make an impact on many, many people across the planet. We also want to bring together organizations like ours. And we've got many organizations around the world working with us. If you're interested in working with us, come to our website, let us know. We'd love to partner with you.
Okay, tell us, what is your website and where can people get the book? How can they get the book? Where's the website? And they're saying, look, Scott Frank, I want to work with you guys, you and Rabbi Yossi. How can they get in touch with you?
Very easy. peaceharmonyjoy.org. Come to our website, sign up, ask us a question, connect with us. The book, get it on our website.
peaceharmonyjoy.org.
That's us.
Yeah. Rabbi Yossi?
Well, Les, I represent an organization that is a worldwide organization. We have a branch in Gwinnett County, Georgia, and that's Chabad. Mm-hmm. And so right here, there's an alliance between Peace, Harmony, and Joy and Chabad.
Yes.
And our organization...
I'm a part of Chabad.
Yes. And we are local, yet really the word local doesn't really mean anymore
Yes.
in this particular place.
Yes, because technology eliminates geography.
Totally. We
Yes.
just like you're connected to your family wherever they are. So we have people that are coming to Chabad in our location. When they move, they're still connected with us. We are the Chabad Enrichment Center. The enrichment is all about what we're talking about, is how can I make your life a little richer? How can I elevate your life to a different level? And we're running a capital campaign because we're building a center in the Petrie Corners area in the neighborhood. And so everyone is welcome to come and join us and participate in this very, very big, important agenda. And our slogan now is, find your center here. And the emphasis is find your center. We like to say that this is the place you will find your center. It's not about finding us. It's about finding yourself, finding out who you are, what's in that space right here, the heart, what's your core, what's your roots.
But there's something else that it does. You talk about enrichment. George Bernard Shaw said, and this is what I love, he said, we should be ashamed to die until we've made some major contribution to humankind. This center, this work, this book, the Peace, Harmony, and Joy Alliance is designed to do the greater work and to live a life of service, greatest among you who is your servant, and live a life of contribution and allow people to take a stand with their lives. I'm excited to be on the team. Thank you so much. We're excited. We're excited for the work that you're doing. We were born for this time, and we got this. We got this.
Thank you very much.
We got this.
We're going to do it.
Thank you so much. Yes. We hope that you got some value out of this. This is your time. This is your moment. You were born and preserved for such a time as this. You have something special. You've got greatness in you. That's our story. We're sticking to it.